How's it going, YouTube? Mark from Like-Minded Lunatics coming at you with your Friday night reaction video. And I am pumped about today's video because this song and this video, they were released yesterday. I'm recording this on, on May 28th, came out yesterday, May 27th. Before we get to that though, let me remind you, we are putting out a lot of content here at Like-Minded Lunatics, and we would love it if you subscribe to the channel. In the bottom right-hand corner of your screen over in this vicinity somewhere, you should see a little subscription button. Just click that. Don't cost you nothing. It helps support us in YouTube's analytics, and we like knowing we're building this family. My writing partner, Todd Wright, has a segment on this channel we call Drink, Play, Swear. That's where Todd, who's a professional storyteller, tries to tell you one of his stories as he's drinking an adult beverage and playing an aggravating video game. It's a great segment. You don't have to know anything about video games to make it fun. You can go here to check that out. Also, the Like-Minded Lunatics crew has started a new playlist we're calling Like-Minded Lunatics Tries. And Like-Minded Lunatics Try. Sorry, not plural, singular. This concept is real simple. The group gets together and we try something we haven't tried before. We filmed the first 4 during COVID, so we tried some TV dinners. You can check that playlist out right there. All right, boy, I'm pumped about today's music video. We're gonna take a look at Dee Snider's brand new song, I Gotta Rock Again. This comes off of his new album, Leave a Scar, and I think that comes out, wait, hang on. I wrote it down, July 30th from Napalm Records. July 30th from Napalm Records. Now, if you're not familiar with Dee Snider, first off, where have you been? If you're not familiar with him though, for us metalheads who grew up in the 80s, Dee Snider was just the epitome of a metalhead, just a fantastic personality. 2 of the most anthemic metal songs of all time, I Wanna Rock and We're Not Gonna Take It, came from his band Twisted Sister. But even beyond that, Dee Snider is a hell of a cool guy. In 1984, the Democrats and Republicans were going to put together this committee called the PMRC, basically to govern music and records. And they were going to try to censor them. And so they had a committee, a congressional committee. Bob Dylan showed up, Frank Zappa showed up, and Mr. Dee Snider showed up. And Dee comes in looking like Dee, man, jacked to the, just looks like he's ready for a fight. Fantastic hair, and he sits down and he logically makes one of the most cogent arguments against government censorship I have ever heard since then. He is an amazing presence, highly educated, very intelligent, and just a really cool human being. He fully supports all types of rights. He fights for the rights of everyone. He's just a really cool guy. And so I'm excited to see this. I've not seen it, I've not heard it, but I am hyped for this stuff. I love Dee Snider. So I'm going to pull up the frame here and we'll go ahead and get this going. Wait, hang on. It's tradition around here to have a beer with our Friday night reaction video. Now, I think Dee is kind of a teetotaler, which is cool with me, but I'm going to enjoy this new video with a great beer. I have a Fuego from Twisted X Brewery here in Texas. Now, this is one of my favorite beers of all time. And for a while, Twisted X had discontinued it. And my wife and I went down there this weekend. They're in Dripping Springs. And lo and behold, they're bringing it back. They're bringing it back just like Dee, bringing back rock music. So cheers, everybody, to the end of a week and hopefully the beginning of a great weekend. Cheers, everyone. Ah, damn, that is a good beer, ladies and gentlemen. It's a lager, but it's infused with jalapeno, and it tastes like Texas. It tastes like rock music. All right, let's do this, everybody. Dee Snider, I Gotta Rock Again. Ooh. Got that Napalm Record insignia. They're doing some good stuff, Napalm Records. Yeah! God damn, ladies and gentlemen, what do you think of that? Dee Snider coming right at you. I want to see that man scream at me again. Do it, Dee. Jesus, look at that man's face. That is the face of rock music, ladies and gentlemen. Now, I do have to say, out of all of the metal singers and all the rock, actually just all rock singers from the late 70s, 80s, 90s, up until now, I think Dee Snider still has one of the best voices around. I'm going to go ahead and say it. He has taken care of his voice. You can tell that he's been trained to sing, and he still sounds great. Sure, there's some rust on them pipes, but them pipes have been around for a long time. I'll go out on a limb and say Dee Snider, Sammy Hagar, probably two of the strongest singers still out there. Kudos to you, Dee. Yeah! Oh my goodness. Oh my God. So I really love that he's clearly referencing some of the songs from Twisted Sister. So the lyrics thus far, it's that time again. Did you think that it would end? I kind of did, Dee, and I'm glad that you're bringing it back. So damn appealing, I can't stop. It's not something that I choose, just what I gotta do. While my mind is still screaming, I can't stop. Oh, hang on, let's see what else is gonna happen. Oh my goodness. Oh, until the day that I die. My goodness. Oh, we're only a minute 40 into this thing, and I am so hyped. I want to punch holes in walls. Wow. Wow. I think one of the greatest things about Dee is that he's able to kind of tap into just that animalistic nature to fight the powers that be. Whether it's in We're Not Gonna Take It, or I Want to Rock, or I Gotta Rock Again, Dee is able to just tap into that rebel that is tired of the forces that you're having to fight against. And again, that's one of the things I love about Dee. He is one of the most consummate supporters of LGBTQ rights, of women's rights. He has been fighting for funding for liberal arts in the high schools. He has just been fighting for all types of stuff his entire career, and his music encapsulates that perfectly. You know what I mean? Oh, Jesus, I'm talking too much. Get back to it. Yeah! Oh, you reckon I'm probably the only old fart here that recognizes this. There was was it Memorex? It was either Memorex or Magnavox for their tapes. There was a classic advertisement of a dude sitting in a recliner staring at the TV, and the TV was blowing him back with the sunglasses and stuff. Do you guys remember that? That's what this reminds me of. That's a good lyric. There's no better feeling, like there's nothing you can't do. It's a heavy metal healing with your questions answered and your dreams come true. Jesus Christ, this makes me want to just be, doesn't it make you want to be with a group of people and just thrashing around? Oh my goodness. This is a perfect song. Here we go. Yeah! It's time to roll again. I'm gonna rock. This is life. I'm gonna rock until the day that I die. Oh my God. I'm gonna go ahead and say it so we can record this for posterity. At my funeral, I wanted to start with Hell's Bells. Dong! I want that to start it off. People are processing in. Dong! And then I want Highway to Hell. And then to tie it all up, We're gonna have Dee in my funeral. Yes! And then to shoot me out of a cannon. Boom! Damn, that was a heavy metal healing. Who's the guitarist on this? I should have looked that up. Poor research on my part, but I'm hyped for this gentleman. Damn, tearing that axe up. Out of all the acts I've not seen Dee live. Let myself down, man. Let myself down. I haven't seen Dee. Good God. He starts off that verse, let's fucking go! Jesus, God almighty. I'm sorry for all the cursing, ladies and gentlemen, but I can't help it. Dee's cursing, so I feel like, he broke that seal, so I blame Dee. I gotta hear that part again. How about you, ladies and gentlemen? Hang on. This man has got to be in his 60s. Look at him, he's jacked. He is in great shape. His voice sounds amazing. He's a smart man. I want to be Dee. What have I done with my life? Look at him. In 1984, he was already testifying before Congress about censorship in art. And he's still doing it. 2000 or 20, I don't even know what year it is. 2021 and Dee Snider is still on stage, looking as good as ever, sounding as good as ever. Hope nothing ever happens to Dee. God, look at that! Bust out, butter. Yes! Do it, brother! Get it! I gotta rock. Let's fucking go! Let's fucking go! Oh, boy. This is just as good as I Want to Rock or We're Not Gonna Take It. Oh. Holy crap, ladies and gentlemen, what a fucking song this was. Oh, God, what a way to bring in the weekend, right? With a Fuego beer, on fire beer. And then this? Holy God. Man. Whew. It's hot in this room. Are you hot? I'm hot. I'm just sweating. Oh, my God. Well, I can't wait for this album. If this is any indication about the album itself, I got to get this thing immediately. There's so many albums this summer coming out. Jeez. Oh, boy. Well, hopefully you enjoyed this. I did. I first saw this article about this album on Loudwire. Loudwire had a big article about it yesterday, and had some quotes from Dee. Great quotes, too. Dee said, I mentally had decided I was done. But the state of things in 2020 had other plans for me. Between COVID and the political state around the globe, I found myself yearning, yes, I said yearn, to get back in the studio. And in the immortal words of Ice Cube, I got something to say. By the end of 2020, I knew I not only had to get back in the studio, but for the first time since the 1990s, I wanted, no, needed to be a part of the writing process. I reached out to my producer, Jeremy Johnston, and told him I was ready to make another record. Leave a Scar is filled with messages to and for the silent voices in the world who need someone to speak out on their behalf. This is my purpose. Man. Well, hope you enjoyed this, folks. Hope you enjoyed this. And if you've never seen it, I'm going to link to Dee's testimony before the PMRC in 1984. You can go check that out right here. Occasionally, I've seen it multiple times. Occasionally, I just watch it. Just watch it so I get a sense of what it must have been like to be Dee Snider in a band that was wrongly maligned by politicians who had never listened to their music, never actually looked at what Dee and the boys in Twisted Sister were singing about, and used them as a target. And it's a great argument that he makes. He's passionate, he's well-researched, and he's well-spoken. And if you've never seen it before, I encourage you to go see it over here. And again, check Dee out on Twitter. Dee's great. Just what a hero the guy is. Well, hope you enjoyed it. Make sure you leave me a thumbs up. If you've not yet subscribed to the channel, go ahead and do that for me right now. And take care of yourselves, folks. And I'll see you soon.